Guys, what's up, guys? We got part 2 of Isaiah Jackson versus South Carolina. Had a pretty active first half. Second half, he's not going to play a whole lot just because Kentucky's just going to blow this game open. But still a lot of things to take away here, so let's get right into it. And so again, Jackson's going to be number 23 in the white. He's right on the SEC logo right now. Right there, good job kind of mitigating that side ball screen and being in drop coverage. So I'll rewind it right here. So again, the thing with Jackson is that his frame allows him to take up a ton of space too, right? So we talked about in the first half video where his length can really just contest shots, can cover up a lot of mistakes that he makes. And so right here also, he's just kind of good as a space eater to take away this action from South Carolina. So it's going to be a little pin down and curl, and it's going to be a little side ball handling, side pick and roll right here. And Jackson's able to be in two places at once and cover two of these players, and it basically shuts down the entire action from South Carolina. So just those types of things, and we got South Carolina ball right here. But just being able to just be a space eater, I think will definitely serve Jackson well in the NBA, especially early as his skills kind of develop a little bit more. Right now I have him at 26th on my big board as we get a turnover here. So I have him in that first round conversation. And just like the length, the athleticism is just kind of going to be a big, talking point for me as I continue these evaluations. Okay, so it looks like they actually went to a different starting lineup in the second half. So they started Sarr in the first half, and another good hustle play by Jackson. But now they're starting Keon Brooks instead of him. And so it kind of allows Isaiah Jackson to kind of operate down low without any just kind of other space eaters offensively. So that's kind of good for him. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in this half if this lineup continues to stay put. Again, loose ball scramble. It looks like they're still running a lot of the same actions, but just Keon Brooks is a better floor spacer, as we saw right there. And so it allows Jackson to kind of be in his natural element around the block. And again, another really solid contest from Jackson, just kind of meeting people at the summit. We got a turnover, SEC Wasteland. And then, yeah, just like the length, the vertical. It'll make a huge difference for especially like a contending team that needs a spot rim protector. Jackson can definitely serve that purpose. And again, right there, just a little bit late, but I do like that he went up with his left hand. A lot of times these shot blocking prospects will only be able to block shots with their dominant hand. Jackson going up with his left right there kind of indicates to me that he has a confidence blocking shots with his offhand. And so that's something worth monitoring for his development as well, to see how confident he is and how effective he is at blocking shots with either right or left. We got another block right there. That wasn't Jackson, that was Jacob Toppin. I don't know what happened there. Luckily, that guy's not a shooter. And again, just kind of the miscommunications. And they're not all Jackson's fault, but he definitely plays his role in them. But again, this Kentucky team was just such a nightmare. So it's kind of hard to take anything away in terms of just like teamwork with this team. And there's Jackson again getting his hands on the ball. Couldn't really secure it, but I do like that he's just being active down there. We got a putback done for South Carolina, and now we are down at the other end again. Mintz three, bang, and I think this is where Kentucky's going to start blowing it open a little bit. So Jackson's in the corner right here, and again, really good contest. And so he's not really super close to the guy, but just that length allows him to really alter a lot of shots. Oh, they have him. Yep, see what he does here. Again, very raw finisher. Right there, good job getting the putback, and again, good in tight spaces. But overall, like, outside of like, Jesus Christ, outside of these like second chance opportunities and like just kind of just these hustle points, Jackson's not going to be a guy that you're really going to like target in the low post to try and get him looks. He's more of a guy to go find his own shots, which is fine. But he doesn't really have that touch, as we'll see here. Just kind of like he's trying to like just kind of in between. Doesn't really have that great of a touch. But again, right there, good finish with the left hand. But I don't really see him being like a like a valued scorer in the NBA. I don't really think that's his role, and I don't really think that's a role that Jackson would tell you that he wants to fit into. I think he likes being this kind of energizer bunny, make the right basketball play, just hustle, do your job in the trenches, just kind of one of those things. So that was kind of a rare post-up opportunity for Jackson. He doesn't really get a whole lot of those. And now they're back to that lineup with Sarr there, so they're playing basically two bigs. And so Jackson's kind of tasked with playing more of the 4 instead of the 5, and where I think he would probably be a little bit better of a 5. Let's see what happens here, because there looks like a little bit of a lapse in coverage. So there's going to be a ball screen right here, and that's got to be Jackson probably on the tag just because he's already right there. Jackson's not going to be able to tag. He's going to chase this shooter out here, and it's going to lead to a dunk. Yeah, that's got to be Jackson on the tag. It could be. You could argue that it's Toppin right here as well, but because Jackson was already in the lane, that's got to be him on the tag, and that prevents the alley-oop. So just kind of just like the off-ball awareness, I think needs to improve. But that's just another example of that as we see that dunk by South Carolina. Davion wanted to push that. Nice screen from Jackson leading to the open 3. The pace in this game has been very, very fast, especially in the second half. See what Jackson does here. Really good, awesome job defensively. That might have been his best defensive sequence of the game right here. So he's going to fight over this little DHO action, and then he's going to move his feet really well to stay with the quicker player, and then he's not even going to allow a shot to be off from the South Carolina player. Like, the South Carolina player gets frozen in the air, leads to just a whole different set of circumstances. Really nice job by Jackson right there. Davion Mintz with a nice crossover, and Jackson on the whoa. Okay, Davion Mintz. Yep, this is where the Wildcats start to kind of just feel it. It's looking like an AAU game right now too. Just kind of awesome rebound by Jackson right there. Again, using that frame to just kind of just bend backwards and get that rebound. And that's another thing too. He's very flexible, right? So he can kind of worm his way into a lot of spaces. And Mintz hits another 3, and we got a whole different ball game going on right here. So Jackson's off the ball, just kind of laying in wait for any opportunity that presents itself. Not much going his way on that possession. Are they going to hit another 3? All right, this is getting ridiculous. And again, I think Kentucky ends up winning this game by 30, so I guess this isn't a surprise. Bound to happen at some point. That time there was a lot better communication on that off-ball screen. And then you can kind of see Jackson, every single shot, I just want to rewind this because I think it's funny. Every single time Jackson kind of contests a shot, he's going straight. Let me see if I can get my arm in here. He's going straight down, almost like the top half of the Florida Gator chomp, right? I just like that because it kind of just gives him a lot more space. Maybe if he's, I think what might be an issue though is that if he continues to do that, he might get called for a lot of cheapo fouls, right? So maybe he wants to work on staying upright a little bit better. But I do kind of just like how he's just chomping down at all of these shots. We'll see it right here. And so again, just the slap down, he's just going for that. In the NBA, I don't really think that's a viable tactic, but I think, in certain situations, in the space, right there, I think that could definitely kind of just alter some sort of miss, But just in the paint, though, I'd like to see him go straight up, and not pick up any of those cheap fouls. He did foul out of a few games a little bit too early for my liking, but, I just like the activity. And so again, he's kind of giving his matchup a little bit of room to operate, but again, that it just kind of goes back to the length. He's in off ball right now. He's gonna grab that rebound, get the ball to Mintz, and run down the floor. There's topping on a little curl. That's going to be a travel, something, foul, whatever. So here's Jackson out in the perimeter. Again, that's another one of those like almost blocks that I just think Jackson will definitely get on most nights. And so he averages like 3 blocks a game. This game he only had 1, but I figured I'd show this one anyway just because I think he had a lot of opportunities for blocks that he just didn't get, and he was kind of unlucky. So I think it's pretty clear. It's more about the shot blocking instincts rather than the actual block numbers. And so Jackson certainly has that. That's a really good take by that South Carolina player. So, nothing to really hang your head about. There's a floater by Devin Askew. He transferred to Texas to play for Chris Beard. I know Kentucky fans just couldn't stand the kid just because they didn't think he was that good. But so right there, he's kind of exploiting the drop coverage, but that's really just part of the scheme. But no, he's going to Texas to play for Chris Beard, and they're going to have a very oddly assembled team, but one that I'll be excited to watch next season in college basketball. And we got turnover here, stepped out of bounds, and we got immediate timeout. So we will skip ahead. And so again, this is late in the year, so Jackson, you can tell he's kind of getting a lot of minutes. Good job. Let's see what he does here. And again, just being able to just kind of force the ball in the basket, that's kind of Jackson's forte. I like that he's just kind of surrounded by 3 South Carolina players and doesn't really bother him. He's just able to just kind of settle himself a little bit in tight spaces. Another good rebound right there. And then finish, obviously, when given the opportunity. And the other, he had an opportunity for a post-up right there. Kentucky missed him, though. There we go. Let's see what he does here. So again, he's going to draw the foul there, but that's not really his go-to. Just kind of he's no Nikola Jokic, just sitting there just backing people down and just manipulating defenders with his eyes. He's much more of a typical type of post operator, but he's very raw in that regard. So just something to keep in mind when you're watching him. Let's see if I think he'll split these free throws. Let's see which one he makes. So that one he's going to perfect swish. Second one coming up here. And he's going to miss that one. So, again, 70% from the line. That's pretty much where he was at the entire year. So, again, right there, you got sucked in, one pass away. And so, again, this is kind of the type of situations off the ball is what I'm saying, where this shouldn't be a stunt ever because Sarr is right here. And then the roll, Toppin needs to tag here. So Jackson really has no responsibility whatsoever for this defender. I understand that he wants to go make a play, but in doing so, he leaves number 24 wide open for an open 3, and they capitalize. So that's stunt right there. That's just a simple, any NBA point guard is going to be able to exploit that 10 times out of 10. And so that's a little bit worrisome. He needs to be a little bit more willing to stay home and kind of work within the scheme of the defense. That's always the fine line. We talked about it with players like LaMelo Ball, where it's how much of this is creativity and how much of this is working within the scheme. The same thing with Isaiah Jackson. How much do you rely on your natural gifts and how much do you rely on the scheme? So it's just kind of walking that tightrope between the two extremes and kind of striking that perfect balance. And Jackson's almost out for the remainder of the game. He's got maybe 2 more minutes of action. So this video should be wrapping up shortly. Again, he didn't really play a whole lot in the second half just because it was such a blowout. Here's Jackson running the floor well. This is kind of a good job by that South Carolina defender running, topping off the ball. Let's see what Jackson does here. Again, solid post pass. And Askew is going to not finish but get fouled. And Jackson's Knight is pretty much over. I just want to make sure of one thing. Yep. Okay, so then he's in for like maybe more, or so like a minute, 10 minutes later, and then pretty much all the walk-ons come in. So we got here, and then he's in for about a minute and a half of YouTube time before coming out, and you can see like the score has been totally blown open now. This game's over. So Jackson, good job just kind of hitting, I don't know who number 11 is for Kentucky, but hitting that guy's man, and just kind of just using the screen, being a screener. I think, yeah, he hits, let's see if he does anything with Boston's man there too. So again, yeah, right there. Good job just kind of getting a body onto Boston's man, and again, just kind of using that frame, being wide, and just disrupting like any chase actions that the defense is trying to run. Like if you put him in a floppy or something like that, like it could easily, he could definitely be a very good screener in that regard. Another really good rebound, and again, his body is so off-center, but he's still able to go get it with those arms, so that's really impressive. Another really good screen. Yeah, they got him that time. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he definitely put his left leg in there. Yeah, that's definitely a moving screen. But again, like he's not afraid to hit guys, not afraid of contact. So like, wow, that's like he'll learn how to set better screens. But I do like the overall effects of his screens, whether they be legal or illegal, as in this case. But overall, I think he's has very high of an upside when it comes to screening off the ball. And that time he just got unlucky. Yeah, he's saying that's my bad. And I think this might be his last possession before he's out and before all the walk-ons come in. Yeah, here's Jackson right here, just kind of off the ball. A little bit of a drop switch action, and we got a foul here. And I believe that will end Jackson's night as he's going to exit right here. So yeah, with that, I will pause the video. Thank you guys so much for watching Isaiah Jackson's full game breakdown. I will have another video out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And remember, if you guys enjoy these videos and you want to see more of them, please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And if there's any player you want to see sooner rather than later, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I'm totally open. My schedule is very wide open, so I can do any player at any time. So yeah, just let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for another player and another breakdown. Thanks.